Hello everybody, Hackendock here. All right, let's go ahead and jump over to the right camera. Haha, hello. Tell you what, it is dark. Maybe that will be bad. Aha, that might be better. Okay, hello everybody. I hope that everybody out there is doing well. We might be taking a super early break as my daughter is refusing to fall asleep, and I'm playing the single parent game tonight. But we'll jump off that bridge when we get there. Now then, I have loaded up the most recent nightly, so I'm running nightly 1121. So any new features, bugs, anything like that that might be present, we can all witness together, which is always an exciting adventure. Let's just jump over like this. Okay. I hope that everybody's weekend is off to a great start. So we'll kind of keep going with this campaign. And like I said, as soon as 50.10 officially comes out, we'll start a new campaign. And we'll go off of easy settings and we'll go on to the veteran settings. I'm really excited. And the next time I stream, I'm super excited about one feature, which is the ability to add multiple units straight from the hangar into your TONE. Whew, buddy. It sounds like it's a nothing burger, but man, when you're starting a new campaign or when you got a lot of units you're trying to move around, so nice. So very nice. I can't tell you how excited I am. All right. Well, the last time we left off, we had just completed a scenario not too long ago in our briefing room. You can see that we just completed our first mission. It was a convoy defense of log section, which decided to run off and get ambushed. Good job, buddy. Good job. And with that, let's kind of see what else is going on here. So area of operations, you can see that we've got our early warning center, artillery base, and allied air base. For those of you who might not know out there, you can look in the player starting guide and see what each of these things do for you and for the enemy. So if you didn't know, just go look there. Let's go ahead and go on to the next day and see what's going on. Charlie Lance came home. Hello, friends. And as a reminder, in Charlie Lance, we've got our Vulcan, our Whitworth, and our Stinger, all of which have kind of potato pilots, but what are you going to do? Fortunately, none of them were hurt. Our crazy person is still going crazy. Oh, but we finally found IS bar ammo or armor. That's amazing. Good for us. And since we don't have to worry about fatigue, really... Oh, that's interesting. Maintain campaign victory point count above 48. Fascinating. I think that might be a small bug going from one version to the next, which is fine. And our current mission, as a reminder, for everybody involved, me included, we're currently on a garrison duty. And so pretty much we're just hanging out, chilling, living the dream until June 27th. So we've got a little ways to go. And for those of you who might be joining us kind of for the first time, Captain, received word from Allied Command that the OP4 has issued an official combat challenge. Naturally, we've been called on to handle the dirty work. We should review our forces and decide who to send in. Be warned, though, Captain, there are rules, and we are expected to follow them. We can only deploy ground forces, no dropships. Allied Command explicitly said that, by the way. We are limited to a force of 4 combat elements. They get to deploy just one formation, and so do we. That's how this works. It should go without saying, but we are forbidden from bringing reinforcements. That this includes auxiliaries. Let's take a look. What do we have going on here? All right, official challenge. Affects morale. Big, bold, red letters. Combat challenge has been issued through official channels. Deploy one and only one of your forces to fight on our behalf. The results of this duel will significantly impact morale. The victor controls the battlefield, and We will be the ones standing when the dust settles. Destroy or rout 95% of the following forces. Huh. You know, for a regular military with bad equipment, this seems kind of good. And by good, I mean a lot good. I'm a little scared. And by a little scared, I mean I'm a lot scared. What all do we have in our hangar that we can maybe bring along with us instead? Friends. Oh, I should also repair the things. That would have helped to do this a while ago. Whoops. Luckily, it's a different lance. I am slightly a lot scared. Didn't I get another grasshopper? I did get another grasshopper. I also got a longbow. No, I don't think we bring the longbow. I think the goal with this one is going to be to hop our way forward, close the distance, and just, hit them in the face. It's normally what we do. So we've got... I mean, honestly... the guillotine is better than the grasshopper, honestly. But I think in this case, I would prefer to bring another grasshopper over the Warhammer. Oh, Ileani, thank you for that. So she says the combat challenges are them sending their best. You need to do the same to win. Haha. Well, that makes a lot of sense. But their best is a lot better than my best. This is unfortunate. This is very, very unfortunate. But I do think the right move is not bringing the Warhammer. By the way, Ileani, I don't know if you heard it, I am so excited. So excited about the feature to be able to add things to the Tioni from the hangar. Oh, buddy. You better believe it. Let's go ahead and personnel, mech warriors, where'd the Warhammer go? So we'll assign you to the other grasshopper, and then add unit, mech, heavy, grasshopper, go Power Ranger. Okay, I'm only slightly a lot afraid, and that's fine. Let me just make sure really quick that I can't make this pilot a little bit better. Poet. Well, I could bring Charter instead. Okay, let's look at Hyros and Chadabarsky. Yes, closing 6 user requests. And I saw that one of those was from, I think, 2021, right? One of those was from 2021. It was just like chilling for 4 years, and you were able to close it. Well done. Well done. Seemed like it was well worth your time. All right, Chadabarsky. Yeah, we're not upgrading anything with him, but... both the grasshoppers, gladiator. Oh, we might be able to do something here. Oh my goodness. Current skills, gunnery. Oh, we can increase gunnery and piloting. Naturally, we're going to increase gunnery. Must shoot gooder, always. And then... oh, that was the gladiator. I'm a dum-dum. But either way, Stalker. Stalker pilot. 24. I might be able to. I don't think so. I think I'll be 1 off. Yeah, I'm 1 experience point off. 1 XP. I think the right move here is now to take our Gladiator pilot. Assigned a unit as pilot. None. Sorry, buddy. You are the weakest link. Assign, pilot, mech, stalker, go. Oops. Okay. There is a chance that we might not lose this. There's a chance. No promises, but there's a chance. I'm not afraid. You're afraid. Yeah, there's only a 700 BV difference. This might be attainable. And so this fight is going to happen on the 13th. Let's go ahead and spend a little bit of time. Let's repair the things that we have. Mass repair. Do all those things. Start. Whoops. Helps if you select all the things. And voila. Oh, because I have no IS bar. That's fine. That is a later problem. Oh no. What has not been assigned to tech? Ah, the Warhammer has not been assigned to tech. So, MekTech. Assign to a unit. Mech, heavy, Warhammer. There we go. And then we advance a day. Our crazy person is still just a little bit crazy. It's fine. Oh, Lieutenant Artur Chadaborsky is 24 years old today. Congratulations, buddy. You made it to 24. Happy birthday. Moving on. Now it's the official challenge. Best on best challenge. I am a lot afraid. I'm a lot afraid. Wish me luck. Because I need to get gooder at this game. Oh, it helps if you deploy forces. So, remember, friends, if you don't want to deploy the wrong force, go to either your TONE or your hangar, or sorry, your TONE or your briefing room, and you can do deploy directly to scenario. And then you can select the scenario. Do that if you don't want to be sad. Yes, Able Lance of Able Company. Yes, I am sure. All right, so Able Lance going against the venerable Gooder troops. Here we go. All right, before we jump in, if you hear screaming, it's only a small human. There is no screaming. And I think she fell over again. This is good. This is good. Have children, they said. It will be fun, they said. Of course, the first time you open MegaMek from MekHQ, it takes a moment. So we'll take this time to... I did hit start, right? Yeah. So we'll take this time to say, if you have not already followed the channel on Twitch or on YouTube, wherever you're watching, please take a second, hit that follow button. I would really appreciate it. Or if you're on YouTube, hit subscribe, like the video. It helps out a lot in the long run, even if it doesn't seem like it helps out today. Okay, so we got all of our friends. They're starting on the west. We're starting on the east. Here we go. And I did move all of my settings over this time, so hopefully everything will be fine. And for those of you who are wondering, planetary conditions right now, 25 degrees Celsius, very comfortable. Gravity is 1 standard Earth gravity. It is currently daylight with a standard atmospheric pressure. Weather is clear, wind is calm, and what wind there is coming from the northeast. You know, it seems like a very pleasant day for a walk. Let's go ahead. I've been playing a lot more with this thing on this side, and it's been kind of nice. I've been playing a lot in between streams, but to to kind of test out the features, I keep on like constantly creating new companies, which is a lot of fun, but it means that you're not getting very far at the same time. So towards the south, there are a lot of swamps that we can get stuck in. Towards the north, there's just a lot more woods. Everything that we have, we need to close the distance with. So I think that it's going to be smarter for us to be in the north. And if they're going to close the distance with us, hopefully they get stuck in some swamps. I don't know. We're going to find out. So grasshopper number 1. Go. Our slowest mech of all. As crappy as it might sound, it would behoove us in this circumstance to just like hide in the woods and let them come to us. All right. We lost initiative. Their friends are down there. Our friends are up here. Well, one thing I need to do, show possible moves and isometric view and highlight within field of view. All the fun settings. All of those settings I just clicked did not exist back when I started playing this back in, 46? I think I started playing in version 46 or 45, one of the two. None of those settings existed, and so just the progress that this game makes is just incredible every single time. A slow walk through the woods. I am okay if they're the ones who close the distance. Interesting, but out of range of our LRM, so we'll go ahead and skip. And skip. One last time, we'll skip. And nothing happens, which is fine. We lose initiative, so we go first. Oh no, do not cross through a swamp. Is that a swamp? That is a swamp. Can't see through the swamp through the trees. I'll just stick to the woods for right now. So no shots. One shot. We can get the Zeus on 11s. Might as well. Large lasers would be 13s. We'll skip those. No shots with the guillotine. And then no shots with our other grasshopper. Stalker misses with everything. Zeus also misses with everything. Oh, I also turned on the settings so that random fires can be started. This may prove to be my demise, but we'll find out. More to follow. Slow but steady will win this race, maybe. So I had something while we were waiting for me to very slowly walk through some dense woods, I had something very exciting happen at work today. So I am a family medicine doctor, and I am in the Army, which means I move around a whole bunch, which means that I don't get to do a lot of the kind of normal family medicine-y doctor things that you normally get to do. Oh, we can shoot things. So we've got the Ostrak on a 9 with the LRM. We've also got the Zeus on a 9. I think we're going to go for the Ostrak, though, because I think we can bring more things to bear on him, like, you know, a couple of large lasers. and a couple of LRMs. We can go 1 over on heat, and that will be just fine. But so normally, as a family medicine doctor, it's really, really nice, okay, aids on the large laser, to be able to actually get to know your patients and be able to take care of them over a long period of time. But when you're in the military, you're constantly moving from one place to another, to another, to another, which is good and bad. It is what it is. However, every now and then, people follow you where you go. So it was really exciting because there was a family who I delivered the baby for their last kiddo like a year and a half ago. And I moved away, 3 months ago. But they just moved to the same place that I am, which means I get to keep on taking care of this whole family, which is just so exciting. Probably doesn't sound very exciting, but it is exciting. Okay, so that's an LRM and a large laser on 8s. And then we can load up the rest on 10s since heat is free until a certain point. All right, Ostrak firing at the guillotine misses. Our Stalker firing on the Ostrak misses with everything. The Thunderbolt firing on the Grasshopper hits the LRM-15 with 12 missiles, dealing 5 damage to the center torso, 5 damage to the right torso, and 2 damage to the right leg. Our Guillotine firing on the Ostrak fires a large laser and it hits into the left arm, 0 armor remaining. And then finally, our other Grasshopper fires onto the Ostrak, hitting with a large laser into the left torso, and the LRM-5 hitting with 3 missiles into the center torso, critting with no effect. Everything else misses. Zeus firing at Grasshopper number 2 hits with a large laser into the left torso, 12 armor remaining. Our Grasshopper number 2 has to make a piloting skill check and succeeds. Also, I did turn on the setting where for each interval of 20 damage that you take, it's +1 on the piloting skill check. So that'll be a little different. Ostrak is at 6 heat. Our Stalker is at 1. Everybody else is at 0. And there we are. We're still pretty even on BV percentage. Grasshopper number 2 needs to move. It might just be time to do a little jumpy jump. All right, so Grasshopper number 2 can make a little jumpy jump. Jump into some heavy woods. Those are heavy, right? Yeah, heavy jungle. Same difference. And then our Guillotine. Those are light, right? Yeah, light jungle. Or if we go here, no. Is that light or heavy? It's light. Yeah, I think we maybe do this. Or do that. We'll do that. Jumping 2 should add a little bit to the hit modifier. So Grasshopper number 2 firing on the Archer, an 11 to hit. Okay, fine. And then a 9 to hit. We'll take that. We'll get to cool off everything. Stalker firing at that Ostrak. Firing at the Ostrak, LRMs are an 8. I'll take that all day. Large laser is also an 8. We can do that. That'll put us 3 over on heat, but we'll cool down eventually. This is not the time to be finicky on heat. Guillotine firing on the Ostrak, large laser is an 8. Mediums are 10s. So we can do that for a little ways, going 1 over on heat. Not too bad for also jumping in the turn. And then Grasshopper also number 2? Hold on, are they both Grasshopper number 2? No, I just called the other one Grasshopper number 2 out of idiocy. Okay, so onto the Ostrak. Medium lasers are 9s. The large laser will be a 7. LRM is also a 7. So let's fire our large laser, LRM, and then medium lasers until we get to 1 over on heat. Hopefully we can just take at least one gun out of the fight, and that will make our life a lot easier. So Grasshopper number 2 firing on, hold on, once and for all, we're going to see. Yes, they're both Grasshopper number 2. That makes things very confusing. Doozy firing on the Archer. Hits with 3 of their 5 LRMs, doing 3 damage to the right arm. Ostrak firing at the Stalker, misses with everything, does not light anything on fire. Thank goodness. Our Stalker firing the Ostrak hits with a large laser, doing 4 damage to the right torso. 18 armor remaining. The Thunderbolt firing at the Guillotine misses. Weld in our Guillotine firing the Ostrak only hits with a medium laser, doing 2 damage to the left leg. Enemy Archer firing misses. And then finally, Tabula Rasa in the other Grasshopper firing on the Ostrak hits the right arm, doing 8 damage to the right arm. Now that's down to 0 armor as well. Misses with everything else. Zeus hits our Guillotine in the center torso with an AC 5 down to 22 armor. And that's it. No one can hit anything. That's the name of the game. Our Stalker's at 3 heat. Guillotine is at 1. One of our Grasshoppers is at 1. Their Ostrak is at 6. And their Archer is at 4 heat. And a fire was lit in Hex 1506. 1506. So, oh no! Things are going to get warm for our Guillotine, which is also going to obscure the field of battle, which will make things very, very interesting. Also, for those of you who didn't know, if you ever are playing this game here on dual monitors like me and you drag something off onto the other screen, it causes the UI for MegaMek to just kind of go crazy a little. All you have to do is change the window size and then go back to full screen and it goes back to normal. It's fine. Don't panic. Okay, next up. I think we got to move our Guillotine. It's going to get warm. It's going to get hot because it's on fire. With that, why don't we just hop on over to these light jungle and face our friends. It's interesting. The Archer is closing the distance right now. It's very, very interesting. So the Stalker, you can continue to move forward. I think that we're going to get Tabula Rasa. I think we just need to jump. Oh, man. I wish we had some better options for where to go. Oops. If we go here, that might be okay. That might work out. You're not secretly a swamp. You are secretly a swamp. That is unfortunate. why don't we just get into the smoke? That would make sense. And then hello. Oh, I think this is the move. It's got to be the move. If that's not the move, I don't know what is. All right, Guillotine passes through a fire. It will generate 2 additional heat this round. I am not surprised. So we just jumped in behind this Ostrak. I think we need to give it some presence. It looks like it needs presence. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 medium lasers. And we can get warm and go 2 over on heat and give it an additional gift of a large laser. I hope. It needs gifts. Not to be confused with a GIF. No. All right, the Stalker. Oh, man, it can't hit very much. Stalker going on to the Archer. LRMs are at 11 to hit, which sucks, but we're going to have to roll with it. And then nothing else is going to be able to hit, I don't think. Oh, large lasers. So 1 large laser is also an 11 to hit. We'll do that so we can get cool again. Should be fine-ish. So now the question with the Guillotine, it is a 10 on the Archer, an 11 on the Zeus, and only an 8 going against the Ostrak. I think we got to do the Ostrak. And then medium lasers are 10s. SRM is also a 10. We'll do the SRM for a little bit greater hit potential, potentially, maybe, sort of. And then 1 medium laser. That'll let us say it's 0 heat at the end of the turn. And finally, the other Grasshopper. So Tabula Rasa. Probably, we're just going to shoot on the Zeus and hope for the best. So large laser on a 9, LRM on a 9. Our medium lasers are 11s, so we'll just burn up the rest of our heat with our medium lasers and see what happens. Doozy, firing on the Ostrak from point blank range. Medium laser hits in the rear center torso. Medium laser hits in the left leg. Medium laser misses. Medium laser hits in the right arm, down to 8 internal structure, and then a large laser into the left arm down to 2 internal structure, critting on the upper arm and the shoulder. Ostrak firing on the Guillotine hits with a medium laser into the right leg, misses with everything else. Our Stalker misses with all the things. Their Thunderbolt also misses. Our Guillotine misses. Their Archer hits with an LRM 20 into the Guillotine with 16 missiles, 5 damage to the left arm, 5 damage to the right arm, another 5 damage to the right arm, and 1 damage to the right torso. Other LRM hitting 20 hits with 12 missiles, doing 5 damage to the right torso, 5 damage to the right leg, and 2 damage to the center torso. Tabula Rasa can't hit the broadside of a barn. And then the Zeus also misses. I don't think anything got lit on fire this turn. Negative. Okay. Our Guillotine took greater than 20 damage. Needs to roll a 5. Rolls a 9. And then it's a 4 to hit the Ostrak. Send it. Ostrak kicks the right, Grasshopper kicks the right leg of the Ostrak. Ostrak needs a 3, rolls a 2. I'm okay with that. Falls, takes 5 damage to the left arm. Critting on the left arm with no effect. Also takes 3 damage to the rear left torso and 1 damage to the left leg. Pilot does manage to avoid damage. So I think it's going to take that Ostrak a second to get up. And I think that our Grasshopper might need some friends. So Tabula Rasa can hop over and see what she can do to help. Maybe. We'll move the Stalker first. See what happens. The Guillotine, I think, can hop over to right there. This Grasshopper with Tabula Rasa can jump to yonder It won't give it shots on the Ostrak, unfortunately, but there's no way without getting really exposed that it would get shots anyways. This is where it really sucks to lose initiative. If we would have won initiative, we would have seen what the Ostrak did, but now we don't get to. The Ostrak is probably going to be standing up. The safe thing to do is going to be to go ahead and hop away and then to re-engage in just a moment, which is what I'm going to do. And actually, what we can also do is hop all the way to there, turn like so. That puts us out of the, puts Sandman out of shooting into our rear arc. And also lets us get the rear of the Zeus, which would be neat. All right, Ostrak manages to get up. It wasn't hard for it. And then it just kind of walks away. All right, so large laser is a 7. Medium lasers are 9s. We'll do that until we use up all of our heat. 1 over on heat is fine. Let's twist with it. LRMs are an 8. Beam lasers will also be an 8. So I think what we do here, medium laser, more medium lasers, which means an SRM will also be an 8. So we do that, and then we chill. Actually, we go 2 over on heat with an LRM, just for funsies. And then also into the Zeus. Do we do the Zeus or we do the Archer? We concentrate our fire. That's the smart thing to do. So we'll do all of our medium lasers and SRM, and that should be fine. And then finally, from Tabula Rasa into the Zeus, we can do all of our medium lasers and a large laser, go 1 over on heat, and call it a day. Doozy firing into the Zeus from the rear. Hits with a large laser in the left leg down to 16. Armor medium laser into the left arm down to 17. Our Stalker hits with a medium laser into the left arm. And then SRM hits with 3 of the 6 missiles, doing 2 damage to the center torso, 2 damage to the left torso, and another 2 damage to the center torso. LRM 10 hits with 6 of the 10 missiles, doing 5 damage to the right torso, and 1 damage to the head. The pilot takes 1 damage. Thunderbolt fires, hits Doozy with a large laser into the right arm down to 14 armor, medium laser into the right arm, and then another medium laser into the right arm. Oof, that right arm just got torched. And then a medium laser into the right torso and a machine gun into the left arm as well for good measure. Our Guillotine firing into the Zeus. Medium laser into the right leg, medium laser into the left leg, medium laser into the center torso, and then SRM 6 hits with 2 of the 6 missiles, doing 2 damage to the left arm and 2 damage to the right leg. Their Archer misses. Oh, I love what I'm seeing here. Tabula Rasa fires, hits with a medium laser in the center torso, critting through the armor, doing 5 damage, but also critting on an engine. And then another medium laser to the right arm, medium laser to the left arm, and a large laser to the left torso. Zeus fires, hitting the Stalker with a large laser, doing 8 damage to the right torso, and AC-5 into the left arm. LRM 15 hits with 15 out of 15 missiles, doing 5 damage to the right leg, 5 damage to the left torso, and 5 damage to the left leg. Grasshopper took over 20 damage, needs a 5, rolls an 8. Stalker also took over 20 damage, needs a 6, rolls a 7. Zeus took 60 damage, needs a 6, rolls a 5. Falls onto its left side, doing 5 damage to the left leg, and then an additional 3 damage to the left leg. The pilot needs a 6 and rolls a 9, does not take any additional damage. So our mechs are all at 2 or less heat. Their Archer is at 6. Their Zeus is at 8, given that it just took an engine hit. And we win initiative with a 12. They rolled a 9. All right, and their Stalker stands up. Or sorry, their Zeus stands up. What to do? What to do? I think what we do here is we go ahead and leave the cover of the woods. At this point in time, we're doing better on BV overall. You know, you look at the round report, and they're sitting at 91% BV, 8,700 BV. We're sitting at 8,300 BV. I guess they are better, but right now we're inflicting a lot more hits. So we could stay in the woods. But where's the fun in that? Where's the fun? I'm going to let you guys ruminate on that for just a second. My wife just got home, so I'm going to step away for just 2 seconds to go talk with her, and then I'll be back literally in no more than 60 seconds. Don't run away. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Thank you. So sorry about the wait there. We'll go ahead and jump right back into it. I don't know what to do with this stalker. I really don't. Maybe we leave it for a second. I don't know. In fact, I think that's exactly what we do. We use tabula rasa and we close the distance on something else because heavy woods, right? Ultra heavy jungle. Can't jump into that because it's just non-maneuverable. Herbida. Oh, this is a pickle. Okay. You know, the stalker is just a beast. I think that we literally close the distance and we hope for the best. Well, piffle. I think that we just do this. So the guillotine can jump here, and that puts it in the left arc of the Zeus, which means it can get punched, and it can also get kicked from the archer. I think we risk it for the biscuit. I think that we just kind of let the Ostrog go because it's out of the fight right now. And that lets us focus a little bit more on the Zeus and the Archer. And we focus our fire on the Zeus, even though it's the true... Actually, it has less armor than an Archer does. That's interesting. That is so interesting. For being such a heavy mech, the Zeus is kind of a stinker. So 4s on the medium lasers, I think yes. And 4 on the large laser, I also think yes. That's well worth going 1 heat over on. The Stalker can give some presence in the form of medium lasers and SRMs to the Zeus. The Screaming Humans. Okay. We give the Screaming Humans 10 minutes to figure their life out. Okay. The Guillotine firing into the back of the Zeus, 6 on the large laser and 6 on the mediums. I think that is fine as well. Ooh. Or do we do... Standby. We do medium lasers and SRM. And I think that's also just fine. Do we go way over on heat? No, we don't. We don't do that. No. And then finally, Tabula Rasa in the other Grasshopper, firing a bunch of medium lasers and a large laser on 5s. Going 3 over on heat, that is A-okay. Enemy Ostrak firing at the Stalker, hits with a large laser into the left torso and a large laser into the center torso. We're still doing okay there. The Grasshopper firing on the Zeus. Medium laser hits the left arm, down to 0 armor. Medium laser into the left leg. No armor remaining, down to 15 internal structure. Critting, no effect. Another medium laser into the left leg, critting down to 10 internal structure. No effect. Medium laser into the left torso, down to 3 armor. And a large laser into the left arm, down to 5 internal structure. Enemy Thunderbolt firing on the Grasshopper, hits a large laser into the right torso, medium laser into the left leg, medium laser into the center torso, missing with both machine guns. Stalker firing at the Zeus, destroys the left arm with a medium laser. Another medium laser hits the right arm, down to 12 armor. Medium laser critting on the center torso with no effect, down to 7 armor, misses with 1 medium laser. SRM-6 hits with 6 of the 6 missiles, doing 2 damage to the right arm, 2 damage to the head, doing an additional hit against the pilot. Another 2 damage to the right arm, 2 damage to the center torso, 2 damage to the non-existent left arm, which then transfers to the left torso. And then 2 damage to the left torso, critting without effect. The other SRM-6 misses. Enemy Archer firing on the Grasshopper, hits with a medium laser, and then hits with another medium laser into the center torso and the right leg. Our Guillotine firing onto the Zeus, hitting into the left arm, which doesn't exist, so now doing 5 damage to the left torso, critting on a medium laser. Then another medium laser going into the left leg, critting on the hip. Medium laser into the left torso, critting with no effect. Medium laser into the left leg, destroying the left leg. Womp womp. SRM-6, oh, the horror. Needed a 6, rolls a 5. Worst thing ever. Enemy Zeus firing a large laser at the Stalker, hitting the left leg. Why are you screaming at me? Okay. Medium laser into the Stalker, hitting the right arm. And then, oh dear. And then AC5 into the center torso of our Stalker. Finally, Tabula Rasa in the other Grasshopper, medium laser into the Zeus, hitting the right arm, another medium laser into the right arm, critting on the LRM-15 and the right shoulder, medium laser into the left torso, it is down to 1 internal structure, and then medium laser into the large laser into the left leg that doesn't exist anymore, so transfer to the left torso, destroying the left torso, transferring to the center torso, destroying a large laser. Whew, buddy. So Grasshopper takes 20 damage, needs a 4, rolls a 9. Stalker takes 20 damage, needs a 5, rolls an 8. Zeus takes 80 damage, has a hip hit and a leg hit. It falls. Takes 8 damage, doing 5 damage to the left arm that transfers to the left torso that doesn't exist, that transfers to the center torso, critting without effect, and then 3 damage to the right arm. The pilot needs a 14 to avoid damage on a 12-sided or on 2d6. Takes a damage. Now up to 3 hits. All that being said and done, 3 to hit the Archer. I'll take that. And then 4 to hit the Archer. I'll also take that. Archer punches the Guillotine in the right torso. Grasshopper kicks the Archer in the left leg, down to 12 armor. Guillotine also kicks the Archer in the left leg. It's down to 3 internal structure. The Archer was kicked twice. and also took 20 damage. Needs a 3, needs a 3, needs a 4, rolls an 8, 7, and 7. Good for you, buddy. Good for you. Now, fortunately, that Zeus is pretty well out for the count. You know, it can still kind of lean up and try to smack us just a little bit. Oh, dear. If you're hearing bumping, go bump in the night, that is the idiot cat. If you would rather see the idiot cat, I will happily move the camera. Moving on. Oof. All right. Oops. Okay. So we lose initiative really hard. Finally, our BV is actually above the enemy team because we did bad things to a Zeus. Bad things. So this grasshopper, I think that we just have to jump away for a second. Create some distance. Just kind of see how everything plays out a little bit. Our stalker is also not having a great day right now. Oh, Zeus ejected. All right, that gets all of those guns out of the fight, which I am super okay with. But if we let the stalker back up a little bit, then hopefully it can take a turn to figure its life out. But then the archer does that. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. I'm not sure I agree with that particular move, but, you know, whatever floats your little boat, friend. Whatever floats your boat. So the guillotine is still pretty fresh for the most part, and the grasshopper tabula rosa is also pretty fresh, so I'm okay with putting them in the line of fire. And that the archer, for whatever reason, moved to where it could actually get shot by our other grasshopper. I don't know why, but it did. So large laser is a 9 to hit, LRM is an 8 to hit, medium lasers are also 9s to hit. We'll go ahead and do those until we're 2 over on heat and just see what happens. The Ostrock is through a whole pile of woods. We're not going to worry about it right now. But the archer, through, you know, concentration of fire, LRMs are 7s, which I think is a great number. And large lasers are 5s. Oh, the SRMs are also 7s. So that's, you know, nice. We'll do that, go 1 over on heat. It'll be A-okay. Guillotine. Large lasers are 7s. Everything is a 7. So all the medium lasers and SRM. Ooh, actually, stand by. Hold on. All but 1 medium laser, SRM, and a large laser gets us 2 over on heat. I think that's magical. And finally, all the medium lasers and a large laser on a 4, going 2 over on heat. I think yes. Oh, I saw a beautiful thing happen there. So let's find out what actually happened. Doozy firing on the archer, hits with a large laser in the center torso, destroying the searchlight. Not that there was a lot of use here. Stalker also firing in the archer, hits with a large laser in the center torso rear. Large laser hitting the left leg, critting on the lower leg and the foot. Then the Ostrock firing a large laser on the Stalker, hits with a medium laser into the right arm. Our guillotine hits the left leg with the medium laser, destroying the left leg. Also hits with 6 out of 6 SRMs, doing 2 damage to the left torso, 2 damage to the center torso, critting without effect, 2 damage to the right leg, 2 damage to the left arm, 2 damage to the left arm, and 2 damage to the left torso. Large laser hits the center torso, critting on the rear medium laser. Thunderbolt firing on tabula rasa, hits the right leg with a medium laser to the left torso, medium laser to the left torso. Left torso is down to 2 armor, unfortunately. LRM-15 hits with 12 of its 15 missiles, doing 5 damage to the center torso, another 5 damage to the center torso, and 2 damage to the left arm. And then tabula rasa into the archer, medium laser into the left arm, medium laser into the left torso rear, medium laser into the right torso rear, and a large laser into the left arm. Archer firing into the guillotine misses with everything. Grasshopper took 20 damage, needs a 4, rolls a 9. Archer lost the leg, automatically falls. Crits on the right torso, critting on his LRM-20 ammo, exploding, doing 120 damage. Doing very, very bad things to an archer. Long story short, archer go boom. The archer go boom. Now, from my understanding, there is a current playtest that is looking at kind of reducing the damage from ammo explosions, which could be nice. I haven't read into it very much. Okay, moving on. We win initiative. So they are now down to 2 out of their original 4 mechs. Unfortunately, they're able to initiative sync into their pilots, which is annoying, but I can't blame them either. So we'll jump. I think the big thing here is jumping so that they just can't quite get in behind us. I hope. Except for the time where they get in right behind us. So firing on the Thunderbolt medium lasers are at a 9 coming from Doozy. LRM, twist. Get twisty. LRM is also a 9, so I think we just dump all of our medium lasers and a large laser. We can go 4 over. That's okay. From our Stalker going on to the Ostrak, it's an 8 with the medium lasers. Why, yes, please. Also 8 with the SRM, 8 with the SRM. Large laser would also be an 8, but we don't need to go quite that far over on heat. Then firing from the guillotine into the Thunderbolt. Large laser is a 7. Medium lasers are also 7s. We'll do most of our medium lasers, 2 medium lasers, a large laser, and SRM. And then coming from Tabula Rasa and the other Grasshopper, that's 4s to hit. I like those numbers. Doozy misses with everything. Stalker firing on the Ostrak hits with a medium laser into the right torso, medium laser into the right arm, critting without effect, misses with everything else. Ostrak firing on the Stalker hits with a large laser into the left arm, medium laser into the left arm, and a medium laser into the right torso. Our Guillotine firing to the Thunderbolt hits with a large laser in the right torso, medium laser in the right leg, medium laser into the center torso, critting without effect, and SRM misses. Thunderbolt firing into the Guillotine hits with a medium laser into... No, don't do that. Silly cat. We'll do that. Maybe. I'm sorry if that's really bad and loud. I'm sorry, folks. Okay. Anyways. Thunderbolt hits with a couple of things. Thunderbolt firing into the Guillotine. Oh, that doesn't look good. Oh, no, that's fine. Medium laser into the right arm, and then machine gun into the left torso. Would have critted on the center torso, but we re-roll it, doing 2 damage to the left torso instead. It is now down to 0 armor, and then a machine gun into the left leg. SRM 2 hits with both missiles, doing 2 damage to the left arm, 2 damage to the left leg. LRM 15 hits with 9 missiles, doing 5 damage to the right arm, and 4 damage to the center torso. Tabula Rasa and the Grasshopper firing a medium laser into the rear of the Thunderbolt. Medium laser left torso rear, medium laser into the right leg, medium laser into the right arm, medium laser into the left torso rear, critting without effect, and a large laser into the left leg. Thunderbolt takes 40 damage, needs a 4, rolls a 12, stays standing without a problem, barely even notices. So we're going to kick him. Thunderbolt kicks the guillotine in the left leg. Then our Grasshopper kicks the Thunderbolt also in the left leg. Guillotine needs a 4, rolls a 7. Thunderbolt needs a 2, rolls a 4. I think I found their good pilot. Ostrak is at 7 heat. Thunderbolt is at 4 heat. Our Grasshopper, piloted by Doozy, is at 4 heat. Guillotine's at 1, and the other Grasshopper is at 1. All right, so we lose initiative yet again. Go us. Okay, cat, go away. Thank you. 1 second. I like to be able to see the screen. Okay. So. We can do that. I think the guillotine, we just have to get out of there for a second. You know, it's in moments like this that jumping almost feels like cheating, except not. So let's keep on just tearing up that Thunderbolt on a 7. We'll hold off on the large laser this turn. That way we can cool down a little bit. The Stalker can join the party against the Thunderbolt. LRMs are a 7, medium lasers are 11s, large laser are 9. So we'll do the LRMs on 7s. We'll do at least 1, call it 2 large lasers, go 2 over on heat. That'll be A-OK. The Guillotine is actually going to have to shoot on the Ostrak. And it can only shoot with a large laser because that's an 11 to hit. And finally, Tabula Rasa can fire on Sandman in the Thunderbolt with a whole bunch of medium lasers and a large laser going 2 over on heat. Let's see what happens. Doozy firing on the Thunderbolt hits with a medium laser into the left leg, medium laser to the right arm, and a medium laser to the center torso. Stalker also firing hits with an LRM 10, 6 out of 10 missiles doing 5 damage to the right torso, 1 damage to the left torso. Other LRM 10 also hits with 8 out of 10 missiles doing 5 damage to the right torso and an additional 3 damage to the right torso. Both of the large lasers, however, miss. Guillotine firing at the Ostrak misses. Ostrak firing on Doozy misses on an 11. Tabula Rasa firing on the Thunderbolt straight into the back. Medium laser hits the rear left torso. Medium laser into the rear right torso. Both of which critting, or 2 of which critting without any effect. Another medium laser into the right arm, or sorry, left arm. And then, unfortunately, the large laser misses, Needs a 5, rolls a 4. Thunderbolt fires on Tabula Rasa, hitting the center torso with a large laser. Machine gun and both machine guns miss. Also tries to shoot an LRM-15, hitting with 9 missiles into the stalker, doing 5 damage to the right arm and 4 damage to the right leg. Thunderbolt takes 40 damage, needs a 4, rolls a 9, remains standing. I think we need to kick him. Grasshopper kicks the right leg of the Thunderbolt. He stays standing, needs a 2, rolls a 9. Okay, I have a question. Hey, we win initiative. This is great. That Thunderbolt. What is that pilot? It's a 1-2 pilot. Everything makes sense. So the stalker needs to come out of the woods. Ostrak is joining the party. So we'll just keep on trying to shoot things from behind, hoping for the best. So we'll twist towards that Ostrak. It's 8s on the medium lasers. It's an 8 on the large laser. It's a 12 on the LRM. We just dump all of the lasers, going 2 over on heat and hoping for the best. Unfortunately, the Stalker is really out of the fight this game, or this turn. Stalkers are beasts, but they just do not move quickly. Guillotine can fire on the Thunderbolt, 8s on the large laser, 8s on the medium laser, 8s on the SRM. Let's go ahead and see if we can't dump all of our medium lasers and SRM. Or do we do an SRM and a large laser? We can go 3 over on heat. Risk it for the biscuit. And then finally, Tabula Rasa jumping into behind once again. Can go 3 over on heat, dumping all of their lasers into the back of the Ostrak. Doozy firing into the Ostrak from the front, hits with a medium laser into the right torso, medium laser into the right leg, another medium laser into the right leg. It is now down to internal structure, critting without effect. Large laser misses. Ostrak hits, who's that hitting? Doozy into the left arm with the medium laser. SRM hits with 3 out of the 4 missiles, doing 2 damage to the center torso, 2 damage to the right arm that is now down to internal structure, critting without effect, and 2 damage to the left leg. Our Guillotine firing on the Thunderbolt hits with a medium laser to the left torso, misses with everything else. Thunderbolt firing on the Guillotine hits with a large laser into the right leg, medium laser into the right arm, medium laser into the right torso, missing with both machine guns. Finally, Tabula Rasa firing from the rear into the Ostrak, hits with a medium laser into the left leg, medium laser into the left arm, which doesn't exist anymore, so it goes to the left rear torso. Finally, a large laser into the rear left torso. It is down to 5 internal structure. The Ostrak takes 20 damage, needs a 4, rolls a 6. I think it's time to kick. So, unfortunately, this time it is a 6 to hit. Here's to hoping. All right, Tabula Rasa successfully kicks into the left leg, critting, blowing off the leg. Oh, I love it. All right, needs to make 2 piloting skill rolls, automatically fails, falls on his left side, doing 5 damage to the left leg that doesn't exist, doing 5 damage to the left torso, and then does an additional damage to really the left torso. Pilot needs to roll a 10, rolls a 7, fails, takes 1 hit. Grasshoppers, one of our Grasshoppers at 2 heat, the other one's at 3. Our Guillotine is at 3, Ostrak is at 6, and Thunderbolt is at 4. We lose initiative, unfortunately. So this is one of the most dangerous points in the engagement. where you know at this point that truly you've won. But it's not the end of the fight. They still have fight in them. So don't, as the great Han Solo once said, don't get cocky, kid. Aha, but the Ostrak has bailed. So with that, I think we use our guillotine as bait. We burn one turn, picking people up. So Ostrak ejected, which I'm actually very cool with ejections because that means that I hopefully get to keep some of those mechs. I don't remember what our salvage rules are on this contract, but I hope they're not terrible. I always like new mechs. I also don't believe in shooting pilots that are on the ground. I just don't believe in it. It seems mean. Okay, so we twist all of the medium lasers and a large laser going 2 over on the heats. Grasshopper firing on the Thunderbolt. Medium laser hits the right leg. Another medium laser hits the right leg, critting on the foot. Medium laser into the left arm. Medium laser into the right arm. And a large laser into the right torso. It is down to 6 internal structure. Thunderbolt firing on the Grasshopper. Medium laser into the right arm. Medium laser into the right arm. Medium laser into the left arm. Missing with the LRM. Thunderbolt takes 20 damage. Needs a 4, rolls a 5. Needs a 4, rolls a 10. Stays standing. Oh, hey, look. A bot. Thanks, bot. Thanks for your time. So we pick up a couple of pilots. And naturally, we lose initiative. But Stalker has entered the field. I feel like this Thunderbolt is having a bad day. I might be wrong, but I feel like he's having a bad day. So we'll fire everything. Just everything. Oh, but the guillotine can't fire. The tragedy. All right, let's see what happens. Oh, bad things. Bad things. So overall, Thunderbolt takes a lot of hits to include a hit to the head. Takes more hits. Right torso is hit, critting on the SRM2 ammo, exploding the SRM2 ammo, causing Thunderbolt to go boom. Lots and lots of fireworks. Critting on the head, destroying the head. Already ejected, so he doesn't take damage. Good for him. But Thunderbolt firing on the Stalker. Mostly armor with a little internal structure damage, so not too bad. Stalker needs a 4 or needs a 5, rolls a 5, manages to stay standing. So I think we go ahead and waste one turn and go pick up the pilots. That way we can say without any doubt that we did the things. Now, of course, because we lost initiative, it might take us like 2 or 3 turns. And I'm just going to hit victory after this because that's silliness. We'll skip all of the firing. Do not fire at the people, just so I don't forget. /victory, the beautiful words. Beautiful, beautiful words. We'll skip the attacks. We achieved the victory things. We pick up a pilot. Do I want to save a GIF? Yeah, sure, I'll save a GIF. We'll do that. Now we won't do that. And we click the done button. And I think that we won. Friends, we won. They had more BV. They had better pilots. They had not better mechs, but not bad mechs either. And we won. And not just a little bit, by a lot of bit. So all of our pilots came out without a hit. All of our mechs were still able to walk. We are able to keep a maximum of 50%. I want the Ostrak. I'm tempted to just go ahead and take both, and then we just don't take something later on, or I pay a fee at the end, which is also fine. That doesn't bother me. But I don't like the Zeus, so they can kick rocks. So the Zeus, we can say that was actually, even though it, I don't know, what do you guys normally do? So before, whenever I've always played, I would assign, if somebody ejected, I would assign like a kill to be claimed by whoever the last person was to hit that mech. Because it seemed silly that you didn't get experience for being the one to kind of do the things. But thinking about it, it might not make sense to do that. And only if you truly destroy the mech do you get to claim it. I don't know. What do you guys do? I'm curious. I think that we destroyed a route at 95%. I think we did that. Finish. Okay, well, that was nice. Repair bay. We got an Ostrak that we're going to need to assign a tech to. So personnel, techs, mech tech. This one looks good. So assign tech, mech, heavy, Ostrak. Go Power Ranger. And we'll go ahead and start doing the things. I only recently started doing the mass repair salvage. I've been playing this game for years. Years and years, off and on. Never before have I really used the mass repair salvage until recently. And I got to tell you, it's a game changer. It just, it brings the good feels. That does not bring the good feels. Not even a little bit. Not even at all. So we order the things. And then we wait. And wait and wait. All right, we'll advance the day. And we'll keep on advancing, and then Able Lance returns, which is pretty great. So we'll go to the repair bay, mass salvage, do all the things, Yay. And fortunately, we were able to fix pretty much everything. We've got a few things that we still have to do. Got a few things that we don't have parts for, but it's fine. We'll move on. We're about halfway through the month. All right, and we have a new scenario, irregular force assault. So let's go to our briefing room. Irregular force assault. This is a turning point mission. Oh, this looks fascinating. Also looks like they're about to have a bad day. Hostile infantry and local insurgents are being reinforced by frontline enemy units, creating a growing threat in this sector. If left unchecked, their combined strength will destabilize our operations and undermine our control of the region. Your mission is to engage and destroy at least 50% of the combined enemy force, neutralizing their ability to continue resistance. Expect a mix of tactics. The insurgents will use terrain, ambushes, and guerrilla warfare, while frontline units will provide structured firepower and coordination. Do not underestimate either force. Eliminate them with precision, break their ability to fight, and ensure this sector is pacified. The victor will control the field of battle at the end of the engagement, securing any remaining assets and preventing further insurgency activity. This is a mission of suppression and dominance. Strike hard, eliminate resistance, and leave no doubt who commands this region. So we get a bunch of additional things because we have a lot of additional structures. So we need to destroy, cripple, or force withdrawal of 50% of the Lyran Op-4, Lyran Infantry, and Lyran Irregulars. So they've got essentially 3 platoons of infantry, 3 lightly armored vehicles, a bombardier, and a warhammer. What in the wide world of sports is a bombardier? I'm not even familiar with that. Okay. That is fascinating. I'm really excited to see this. So, with that, who gets to go to this? So the Gladiator, we need to assign a pilot to. Mech Warriors. So we've got a 3-5 pilot chilling and a 4-4 pilot just chilling. We'll put the 4-4 pilot in. That way, hopefully, it can get the one experience that they need, and then they can move on with their life and finally become a 3-4 pilot. So we'll put you into the Gladiator just to make sure that we've got things sitting around ready to go. We'll put you into, I don't know. Well, let's also just take a look here. So we've got the Archer. We probably want to swap out the Archer because that's not going to be the right thing here. We've got the Gladiator, which should work fine, a Shadowhawk, and a Rifleman as well. Honestly, none of these are great for this mission because we want something like a flamer or some machine guns or something like that. What do we have sitting around that is not currently in a unit that we can bring along with us? Oddly enough, this is where something like a Locust would not be terrible. A Firestarter would be great. I think a Firestarter will work just fine. Commando, not ideal for this situation. This is also where a Phoenix Hawk would be really nice. Really, really nice. But we don't have a Phoenix Hawk. This is why you always need more Phoenix Hawks. Always. The right answer is more Phoenix Hawks. So let's go ahead and spend a little bit of time. We have some time before this mission. Let's activate our Locust and our Firestarter. We'll use some folks to do the things. Go forward. I thought I had an additional day. Oh, no. Oh, I definitely do not have an additional day. Womp, womp. Okay. This just got more unfortunate. Well, in that case, new plan. So the Vulcan pilot, assign none. Stinger pilot, We'll unassign you as well. We'll go ahead and unassign you. And we'll unassign the grasshopper pilot. Okay. And with all of that being said and done, I really don't want the rifleman coming with us. You can pop up to there. We want the Vulcan. We want the Stinger. I do not care about the Archer. We'll assign you to a Stinger. Actually, no. We'll assign you to the Vulcan. Yeah, no. And then you, we can assign to a Happy Dandy Stinger. Okay. So we'll bring a Gladiator, a Shadowhawk. Shadowhawk's really not the best thing for this situation. What kind of a situation are we in here? We are in hot hills, desert, and like a medium-sized map. So the Shadowhawk pilot, we're actually going to assign you instead to a... Why don't we do a Warhammer? So add unit heavy Warhammer. There we go. Nothing could possibly go wrong. Now, if you're sitting there going, why am I degrading my lance so bad? It's because every single time I go against infantry, I hate my life so much because it takes forever to kill them unless you have a machine gun or a flamer or something else that just kills infantry. So we do the things to kill the infantry. And with that all being said and done, move you down to the wrong section. Go ahead and bring the Whitworth up. So here, manage deployment. Baker Lance will be the primary. Whoops. Uh-oh. Baker Lance, confirm. Yow. Commit. And then also manage reinforcements. Able Lance, commit. So target number is a 7. Or we could do target number is a 5. I like a 5. 4 versus a -1. I'll take that. I will very happily take that. Okay, let's go ahead and load up the happy scenario. So we've got Baker and Able Lance that are coming in to support us, as well as allied aircraft and allied artillery and other allies in a Crusader coming in to deal with some infantry, some irregulars, and a bombardier and a Warhammer. Commence drop. Full send. Let everybody load in. All right. So we've been live for about an hour and a half now. I'm going to take a very, very short break, go grab something to drink. Give me about 2 minutes and I will be right back. In those 2 minutes, if you haven't already, please go ahead and give me a follow here on the Twitch. If you're watching later on in life on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button on the video, and I'll be back in about 2 minutes. Stand by. And I have returned. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the ball rolling. Let's say I am done. And then do the things. So we win initiative, which is exciting. Is actually a big map. That's a big map. Tell you what, this time you guys are not going to be able to see the map. Sorry, not sorry. Can't be perfect all the time. Okay. My goodness, is big map. So let's make this smaller though. Huh. I never realized that. I think there is a very, very small just UI bug. Very, very small UI bug. It doesn't like apostrophes. So right here, Baker Lance, Able Company should be hammers, slammers, and I think it's just missing a little thingamabobber. I don't know. But where to go? So we'll drop a Vulcan Rattler. I've never noticed that before. We'll drop a happy little Warhammer in. The Stinger will drop in way down yonder. Actually, hold on. I'm going to just take a little screenshot of this really quick. Kerpow. Yes, yes, yes. Good deal. Drop our gladiator in. So we win initiative yet again, which is a-okay fine. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not a nice person. So I think that we do this and we do this. And we can do that. And we do this. And our allies are firing. I am very dubious of artillery of any team, because I feel like artillery, when utilized by the computer, normally ends up hurting everybody, friends and enemies alike. They fire with reckless abandon and with no regard to who may exist where. Nothing could possibly go wrong. Whitworth versus a bombardier, everything will be fine. Everything will be totally fine. Nothing could possibly be not fine. Oh, good. So we'll go ahead and do some things. Make the Warhammer have a bad day. And then go from there. So the Vulcan, we're not going to do a whole lot with it. Fire an AC2 though. Fire an AC2 into the heavy wheeled APC on a 7. I think that's very reasonable. I guess we can also fire a medium laser with a 9. Sure, why not? Worst thing is that we'll hit. Warhammer. So 10s to the APC, 9 to the heavy APC, or an 11 on the foot platoon. I think we're going to go against the heavy APC with at least one PPC. It's out of range with everything else, so we'll get a little warm. That's fine. Do both PPCs. Now this poor little Warhammer, I don't know what to tell it, because it's about to not have a good day. So 7s on the medium lasers. I mean, the only saving grace for the darn thing is going to be that these are not my best pilots. These are not the pilot. This is not the A-team, essentially. It's not the A-team. Okay, we'll skip on the Stinger. The Whitworth. Couple of medium lasers. Ooh, but the LRMs are also 8s. We'll do the LRMs, I think. So LRM, medium laser, go a couple over on heat. It'll be A-okay. The Gladiator is out of range for everything, so we'll skip. Grasshopper. naturally will fire everything on a 6. 2 over on heat isn't a big deal. The guillotine can fire all medium lasers, as well as an SRM, and the large laser, and be 4 over on heat as well. I feel like just having aircraft in this is just insult to injury. So the Lucifer fires on the motorized laser platoon, hitting with a small laser and another small laser, and as another small laser, and an LRM-20, doing a lot of bad things. Lots and lots of bad things, killing the motorized platoon. Long story short. That's unfortunate. Enemy Warhammer firing a PPC of the guillotine misses. Medium laser misses. Medium laser hits the center torso. Small laser hits the right torso against the guillotine. Machine gun also hits the center torso against the guillotine. Warhammer hits the heavy wheeled PPC or heavy wheeled APC with a PPC on the right rear down to 0 armor. Minor motor damage. Rifleman into the Warhammer, hitting with a medium laser into the right rear torso, medium laser into the right arm, medium laser into the left torso rear, and a medium laser into the left leg. Whitworth at the Bombardier hits with an LRM-10 with 6 out of the 10 missiles, doing 5 damage to the center torso, 1 damage to the right leg. LRM-10 hits with 3 missiles, doing 3 damage to the left torso, and misses with the medium laser. The Bombardier fires an SRM and hits with 3 of the 4 missiles into the Whitworth, doing 2 damage to the right torso, 2 damage to the right arm, and 2 damage to the left arm, but misses with both of its LRMs. Our Grasshopper firing at the Warhammer hits with a medium laser into the right torso, medium laser into the right leg, and a large laser into the center torso. Guillotine also hits with a medium laser into the center torso, medium laser into the left leg, medium laser into the left leg as well, and the SRM hits with 3 of the 6 missiles, doing 2 damage to the center torso, 2 damage to the right torso, and 2 damage to the left arm. Large laser hits the right arm. The Warhammer took 60 damage, needs a 9 to stay standing, rolls a 7, falls, does 5 damage to the right arm, 2 damage to the right leg, and then also he fails his piloting roll and takes 1 damage. Poor guy. All he wanted to do was take his new mech on a little walk through the desert, and then he gets jumped by 3 mechs. Because, I mean, we're just essentially curb stomping him, which is just not kind. It's not going to stop me from doing it, but it's still not kind. So the Rifleman kicks him, doing 10 damage to the right torso. The Grasshopper kicks him in the left arm, and then the Guillotine kicks him in the center torso, critting with no effect. Enemy Warhammer is at 6 heat, Bombardier is at 7, our Warhammer is at 4, our Whitworth is at 3, Grasshopper at 2, and Guillotine at 4. We lose initiative. Artillery is doing artillery things. So first of all, I think that we close the distance with our Gladiator. And then our Stinger. And by close the distance, I mean like obliquely. Oh, but this poor heavy wheeled APC is going to have a very, very bad day. Very, very bad day. So there's the Vulcan or the Warhammer. Warhammer can definitely get nice and close. So the Whitworth can go immediately behind the Bombardier. You know, like one is wont to do. I mean, when in Rome. We'll just walk right up to that vehicle rather. The Grasshopper can hop away. I don't think the Warhammer's probably going to get up, but you never know. So we'll just give it a little bit of space. And then we can always re-engage next turn. Or we can re-engage it right now. So the Warhammer got up. Heavy APC needed to make a piloting skill roll. Ileani says, I feel like I'm watching a Fang of the Sun de Gram, how it should have ended. Yes, absolutely. So all of the artillery misses horribly. Let's just not talk about that and move on. So our Vulcan is going to just do bad things to this APC. That's all that you can say about it. So machine gun is a 6, flamer is a 6, medium laser is a 6, the AC2 is a 10, but why not just go for it? To yeet or not to yeet, obviously we yeet. And then medium lasers at the heavy wheeled APC is like 7, small laser is a 9, machine gun's a 9, SRM is a 7. Just bad things. Bad things are happening to these things, and I almost feel bad. So PPC would be an 8, and then all of the medium lasers, we'll go 7 over this turn. That's fine. I might regret that next turn, but that's the next turn problem. Then firing into the back of the Bombardier, obviously just all of the medium lasers, go 4 over on heat, it'll be A-okay. Still can't really do a whole lot with our Gladiator. It's just kind of watching from the sidelines. Same thing with our Stinger. Grasshopper that jumped away. Large laser is going to be a 5. And then we'll just do the medium lasers to get us up to 1 over on heat. And then the guillotine is 4s on the large laser and 4s on the medium laser. We'll do things. We'll do the SRM and the large laser and then add medium lasers until we're 1 over on heat. And yeah, all I know is bad things happened. So the Vulcan firing at the armored personnel carrier wheeled hits with the flamer and misses with everything else, which is very unfortunate. Then the APC fires some machine guns and misses. The Warhammer firing on the heavy APC hits with a machine gun, hits the SRM, but doesn't actually demolish it, which is unfortunate as well. Rifleman going against the enemy Warhammer fires a PPC into the right torso, critting on the SRM-6 and the medium laser. Medium laser into the right leg, medium laser into the right arm. Medium laser into the right torso, destroying the right torso, blowing off the right arm, critting on the machine gun, small laser, and the SRM-6 ammo, causing the SRM-6 ammo to explode, dealing 156 damage to the mech. The pilot, Sean Ranjana, takes 2 damage, now totaling 3 hits. Auto eject was enabled, so he ejects. The Warhammer is destroyed by ejection, also by going boom. The enemy Warhammer does successfully fire on the guillotine. Medium laser goes into the center torso. It would have critted, but instead we reroll with an edge, and it's just 5 damage to the center torso. Small laser into the left leg, machine gun into the left torso, and a machine gun into the left torso. That's about it. The Whitworth fires some medium lasers. Only 1 hits true into the right arm. Our Grasshopper does things to the Warhammer that has already gone boom. Then our Guillotine also fires at the Warhammer that's already gone boom. It's just all bad for it. The Crusader fires, the Heavy Hover APC fires, the Sparrowhawk fires at the Bombardier, lands a medium laser to the left leg and a small laser to the left arm, and a small laser into the right torso. Bombardier fires an LRM-20 at the Guillotine and misses. So the Vulcan is a 5 to hit. Let's give it a whirl. The Whitworth is going to be a 5 to hit. Let's give that a whirl. We'll see what happens. Vulcan hits the APC, hitting the left side. It's down to 0 armor. This thing has 0 armor left everywhere, but it's still rolling. That's actually impressive. I'm not even mad. I'm just impressed. The Whitworth kicks the Bombardier in the right leg, 17 armor remaining. Bombardier tries to punch the Whitworth and misses. Bombardier to stay standing needs a 5, rolls a 9. Stay standing. All right, heat things happen. The Rifleman's at 7 heat. The enemy Bombardier is at 5. Everybody else is kind of chilling. And we win initiative. Yay! We did it. Artillery does artillery things. I want to get up in the infantry's face, but I'm afraid that our artillery is going to shoot us. I'm legitimately concerned. But that's what a Stinger is for. So, go. And then the Gladiator. Wherever it went, we can also close the distance with a U. The Vulcan, we can back this truck up. Turn to face the people. And then the Warhammer can also come to face the people. I think the move for these guys is probably going to be to turn and face the Bombardier. And see if we can't give the Bombardier a bad day while we're at it. Pick up the pilot so it can stop being an initiative sink. That's what I was looking for. You know, back when I first started playing this game, a long time ago, I mean BattleTech, not just MegaMek, I underestimated the power of backing up. It's such a wonderful tool. It sounds so simple, but it's just a wonderful tool. Foot Platoon has bad things happen to it. Yeah, they're dead. They're dead, Jim. Otherwise, everybody misses. All right, let's go ahead and zoom on in a little bit here so we can all see what's happening. The Vulcan, we can fire on the heavy-wheeled APC. Machine gun is a 3 to hit. Flamer is a 3 to hit. Medium laser is a 3 to hit. And the AC2 is a 7 to hit. And then for the Warhammer against the APC, yeah, it's like all 6s. This APC might just have a bad day. Might. And then beyond that, oh, the Bombardier is just out of range of the Rifleman. Oh, the horror. We'll skip the Stinger. The Whitworth can fire a whole bunch of medium lasers once again, going 4 over on heat, but it'll be okay. It'll be fine. I'm not even going to bother firing with the PPC on any of the APCs. That just seems silly. LRMs onto the Bombardier is an 8 to hit. We'll risk it. And then outer range for the Guillotine, unfortunately. All right, Vulcan firing on the heavy-wheeled APC. Hits it a whole bunch and doesn't kill the darn thing. However, the Warhammer has succeeded in life. First hit, medium laser going to the left side, destroying it immediately. Everything else just gravy. Whitworth firing on the Bombardier hits with all 3 medium lasers into the left leg, right arm, and right torso, critting on the right torso, critting on the LRM. Bombardier shoots a machine gun at the Whitworth, hitting the right torso. SRM-4 hits with 2 of the 4 missiles into the center torso, and again into the center torso. LRM-20 misses. Grasshopper firing into the Bombardier. LRM-5 hits with 3 of the 5 missiles, doing 3 damage to the left torso. Then the Vulcan can kick on a 2, and the Warhammer can also kick on a 4. The Whitworth can kick on a 3. We're not going to kick the downed pilot. The Bombardier punches the Whitworth in the center torso. Vulcan kicks the heavy-wheeled APC and hits it in the right side. The Warhammer really kicks the heavy-wheeled APC and just demolishes it, destroying the heavy-wheeled APC. Whitworth kicks the Bombardier in the right leg. It is down to 9 armor. Bombardier was kicked, needs a 5, rolls a 10. Heat happens. Bombardier is at 5, Whitworth is at 4. And we also picked up a pilot. We lose initiative, unfortunately, but I think we can just kind of close the distance with a few things here. I know that our objective is 50%, but I feel like at this point we just have to kill them all. Where is it at? Gladiator. There it is. No, that's not what I wanted. Oh, it's the Rifleman. That's what I'm looking for. That was a very brave move of that heavy hover APC. Very brave. You know, I'll risk it. I'll risk a roll of 4 to back up down this ridge. And we succeeded. Go us. And the Stinger can run on over yonder. The Gladiator can also run on over yonder. And naturally, the Whitworth can just get behind the Bombardier again. You know, it's so interesting to play in this campaign versus the other campaigns that I've started up and been playing in, because this is noticeably easier. And that doesn't make it wrong. It just makes it less challenging, which can also be a ton of fun. We're gonna hurt this heavy hover APC now, though. Without further ado, just do bad things to it. I probably don't have to waste the SRM ammo, but when in Rome. We'll risk it. We'll fire both PPCs towards the Bombardier. We'll shoot a medium laser in the general direction of the mechanized tracked platoon. We will keep our pilot warm in the Whitworth. Just fire all the things at all the things. Allied Crusader that I forgot about fired and missed. Vulcan fired at the heavy hover APC, stunned the crew, hits with a bunch of things. The Warhammer also hits with a bunch of things and hits with enough things that it destroys the heavy hover APC. The heavy ever APC manages to hit the Warhammer with a machine gun into the left arm. Rifleman firing at the Bombardier misses. Stinger firing at the mechanized track platoon also misses. Whitworth hits with all 3 medium lasers, hitting the rear center torso, right leg, and right leg once again. Right leg is down to internal structure only. The Bombardier fires an LRM-20 at the Guillotine, hitting with 12 of the 20 missiles, doing 5 damage to the right arm, 5 damage to the center torso, and an additional 2 damage to the center torso. The Gladiator firing a PPC at the track platoon misses. Grasshopper firing at the Bombardier hits with an LRM-5 with 2 of the 5 missiles, doing 2 damage to the right torso. Guillotine firing with large laser misses. And with all that being said, let's go ahead and kick. Aha! Whitworth kicks the Bombardier. Hits the right leg, critting on the foot. Bombardier needs a 6, rolls a 7, needs a 6, rolls a 5, falls onto its right side, doing a total of 7 damage to the right torso. But the pilot avoids damage. Rifleman's at 6 heat. Whitworth is still at 4. Bombardier is at 2. We lose initiative, but I don't think it's going to be a very big deal. Not at all. Artillery does artillery things. We will close the distance with the Stinger. Close the distance with the Gladiator. Move in the general direction with a Warhammer. Oh, good. The Bombardier got up. Isn't that nice? The Grasshopper can also get a little bit closer. The Guillotine can get closer. And the Whitworth can back up into a good position. That'll be fine. I don't know what the track platoon is going to do, but it's going to do something. Maybe. Possibly. The artillery doesn't hit anything. Good for you. You have successfully littered. Okay, so let's do some machine guns and some flamers and a medium laser and AC2 towards the infantry. Can't shoot into the same hex, so skip the fire for the Warhammer. For the Rifleman, you can just fire 1 PPC and then hang out. We'll skip the Stinger. The Whitworth can keep on doing Whitworth things. Can't really do a whole lot with Gladiator. The Grasshopper, just outside of range for the medium lasers, but the large laser is in range, along with the LRM, naturally. The Guillotine is in range for the large laser and the medium lasers. So let's say hello with some lasers. The Vulcan hits the mechanized infantry with a machine gun, doing 2d6 damage. And it's in the open, so it does a total of 8 damage. Then hits with the Flamer, also doing bad things, dealing 12 damage. And then the medium laser also hits 4 men alive, and the AC2 misses. The Rifleman hits the Bombardier with a PPC into the left torso. Whitworth hits with all 3 medium lasers, hitting the left torso rear, and left torso rear, critting on the LRM many times. Bombardier hits the Guillotine with 16 of 20 LRMs, doing 5 damage to the right leg, 5 damage to the center torso, 5 damage to the right arm, and an additional 1 damage to the right arm. Doozy in the Grasshopper hits the Bombardier with a large laser into the left torso. LRM hits with 4 of the 5 missiles, also hitting the right torso, destroying the LRM. It officially has no more LRMs. Guillotine hits the Bombardier with a large laser into the right torso and misses with everything else. Mechanized Track Platoon hits the Warhammer with a machine gun. So 28 troopers deal 16 damage, doing a bunch of damage in all sorts of different places, but nothing critical since we had some edge to reroll. Bombardier took 40 damage, needs to roll a 9, rolls a 6, falls on his right side, doing 5 damage to the left leg, 2 damage to the left arm, also dealing 1 damage to the pilot. Poor guy. Can we step on people? So we do manage to step on some infantry. There are 2 of them left. Whitworth kicks the Bombardier, hitting the right torso, blowing apart the right torso, damaging 2 damage or transferring 2 damage to the center torso. And then nobody is too super critical on heat, and we lose initiative. Not that it'll really matter very much. Why, artillery? Why? Why do you do this to me? So the Stinger can get close-ish. The Warhammer can back up. We'll go ahead and go there with the Vulcan. The Gladiator can get just a little bit closer. That's not surprising. And then all of these dudes can get just a little bit closer. Grasshopper can get closer. And the Guillotine can also get just a little bit closer. We're just going to chill with the Whitworth, honestly. Bombardier does manage to stand up. Good job, bud. Good job. This is why I hate computer-managed artillery. Artillery misses. Instead, hits our Stinger for 20 damage, dealing 5 damage to the left arm, critting. 2 internal structure remaining, 5 damage to the right torso. 1 armor remaining, 5 damage to the right arm. 2 internal structure remaining, critting on the medium laser. Would have taken 5 damage to the head, but rerolls with edge into the right arm, destroying the right arm, putting 3 damage into the right torso, critting on a heatsink and a jump jet. Vulcan also takes 10 damage, doing 5 damage to the left leg and 5 damage to the left torso. I hate computer artillery so much. So very much. At least the Stinger stays standing. That we have that going for us. Hopefully we can just kill this infantry and it's just going to be a nothing burger. We'll do that and it'll be a-okay. The Bombardier did manage to stand up, so we'll fire a happy little PPC and maybe a medium laser. Sure, you can add your machine gun to the mix. Whitworth can do some medium laser action. We'll just stop with 2 this turn. I don't even care about you firing. Then more medium lasers and maybe a large laser and an LRM. And more lasers. So much lasers. So much good. Mechanized infantry destroyed. Bombardier takes a hit to the right arm. also to the right torso, also to the left leg, also to the left arm, and the left arm, and the left arm, and the left arm, and the right leg. We finally destroyed the left arm. In case you didn't know, the LRM is gone. It's only been hit 7 times now. The Bombardier takes 40 damage, needs an 11, rolls a 3, falls to the left side, doing 5 damage to the left leg, 2 damage to the right torso, and 2 damage to the center torso. The pilot takes an additional point of damage, needs a 5, rolls a 7 to stay conscious. At this point, it would just be a mercy to kick this guy in the head. But no, we hit him in the center torso. I feel like this is where it would be nice if you could ask, like, hey, do you want to surrender, bud? Do you really want to keep going with this? I don't know. Maybe you do. Maybe you don't. It's worth asking, I guess. Hey, you guys, run away before the artillery hits you again. Just run away. We'll just let those guys chill. The Gladiator can run away. I'll let the Whitworth chill, though that might be a mistake. Bombardier flees. Okay, well, not much else for us to do. Our own artillery does 20 points of damage to our riflemen and 10 points of damage to our grasshopper and 10 points of damage to our guillotine. Thank you, artillery, for all of your fine assistance in this game. %, our own artillery did more damage to us than the enemy did. Nah, no gif. No gifts today. Okay, well, we won, in case you were ever in doubt. We did retain control of the battlefield. Our Stinger would not have been crippled had the artillery just not fired. I really wish everything wouldn't have just exploded. That would have been great. But we can... I'll hold off. I'll hold off for right now. We'll save some of that salvage time or salvage percentage for another game. We managed to definitely do more than 50%. I probably could have saved some repair costs if I would have just called it early, but we were doing so good, man. It was great. Felt good. But alas. All right, we'll advance the day. Let's take a look at our injured folks. And what do we have that's not assigned? Tech. That's interesting. Wonder if I had assigned a tech to a lance, and that's why things are getting unassigned. Techs. MekTech, assign, tech, mech, assault, stalker. You get assigned to a grasshopper and assign. Okay, well, mechs are active, which is great. We ordered some things. Our crazy person is still crazy. We found the parts, and our lances came home. Repair the things. Good deal. So we have repaired. The only things we haven't repaired are the Ostrock that we're waiting on some parts on, and then the Stinger, which will take a little bit more time because it got royally jacked up. kind of want to wait until the first of the month in order to go exploring. Fortunately, we know there's not a whole lot else on the map for the enemy, and we've maintained all of our strategic objectives. All we have to do is just keep on taking fights as they come up. And honestly, I think after this month, they are probably going to be hurting really badly, and we're not going to be getting a lot of missions, which I'm okay with. I am super okay with that. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and repair the things. All we have to do is replace one machine gun, and then the Stinger is finally back to its normal self. We are almost at the end of the month, thank goodness. Some parts are arriving. We do some maintenance, and it's time for a turnover check. Nothing happens. The enemy is wavering. The enemy is losing ground, sustaining significant casualties, and is disorganized. However, they can still put up resistance in isolated areas. Issue award. Ileani, if you're still there, super quick question. I don't feel like this right here where it was label was like that before, but maybe it was, or maybe you're already aware. Oh, okay, you're not there. Cool. Go back to sleeping. But special event, one dependent, already fixed. Oh, cool. Good deal. Don't worry, I will pull down the next nightly as soon as it, nightly's up. And we get paid. Go us. Yay. Personnel market is updated. Not a whole lot else here. We'll just keep on keeping on. Okay, our employer is going to give us things. We have space. We'll use our convoy. We'll do a balanced resupply, which I know that this is an antiquated system, but I still love it. It brings me a lot of joy because I never know what I'm going to get, and it's like Christmas every time. But we get some stuff. We'll accept, and we'll move on. We successfully get all of our stuffs. And with that, Ostrak, I think we can finally replace everything. So let's go ahead and repair the dude. And we'll keep on keeping on. Mass repair the dude. So close, but so far away. Okay, good deal. Now comes the boring part of these contracts where you're just sitting there, chilling, waiting for the things to happen. I think that we could explore the map a little bit, but every time we explore, we also run the risk of another thing popping up. And right now we're making easy money. So do we run the risk or not? Maybe we run the risk just for funsies. Just for funsies. Now then, we'll move the Stinger down here. We'll move the Vulcan back down here. The Guillotine, Grasshopper, Whitworth, I don't want there. Whitworth can go to Baker Lance. Rifleman can also go to Baker Lance, kind of our medium. Lance, the Archer. So the Warhammer can come up to Alpha Lance or Able Lance. Archer can go back to Baker Lance. Stalker to Able Lance. We'll just get rid of the Shadowhawk and the Grasshopper from here. And for our Mech Warriors, we'll assign this Happy Lieutenant to a fire starter. We'll assign this dude to a... Oh, we'll do a Javelin. That'll be good. Assign you. What do we have here? We need a stalker filled. So we'll throw you into a stalker. And we'll call it a day. That gives us almost 3 full lances. So we'll add Mech Light. Add Mech Light Firestarter. And voila. We now have 3 full lances for the first time in a while. What is your guys' favorite light mech? I know what mine is. And it probably doesn't make sense, but the Jenner. I love the Jenner. Especially the Clan Jenner. Oh, the Atlas. Let's take a look at the Atlas. Let's look really quick. Oops, not that one. Purchase unit. Let's find it. Which Atlas? Because there's a couple. Oh, the D. Atlas D. I'm going to assume you mean the AS7D. So, hold on, that's not a light mech. You goof. That's the opposite of a light mech. That's a 100-tonner. That's, you goof. I'm not listening to you anymore. All right. Let's wander. You're not wrong. You do not need to scout the enemy if the enemy is dead, but you have to find the enemy to kill them. So, it's the chicken and the egg problem, isn't it? Oh, we should assign techs, apparently. Rifleman and the Whitworth. Techs. Rifleman. Whitworth. Keep on keeping on. We'll just wander, go through, go on a walk through the mountains. I'm going to exploit that we don't have fatigue in this campaign for as long as I possibly can. Things happen, nothing of consequence. Oh, heavy recon evasion. What do we have here? All right, so you are to advance towards an overwhelming enemy position and gather intelligence on their strength. This is a high-risk reconnaissance mission, and direct engagement is not an option. Stealth, speed, and deception will be your greatest assets. If you are compromised, expect a swift and overwhelming response. Avoid unnecessary confrontations and prioritize evasion over combat. At least one of your units must survive. The enemy will control the field at the end of the engagement, meaning there will be no reinforcements or recovery options. Get in, gather intel, and get out, undetected and alive. So we can deploy our non-deployable reinforcements quickly. We will have aircraft supporting us, and we have an allied artillery base, and we need to preserve 5% of our forces. And they have a Manticore and a Vedette. And that's it. I feel like we just need to kill them. Even with our bad mechs, we just need to kill them. We need to kill them dead. What day is this supposed to happen on? This is supposed to happen on the 14th. Okay. You know what? I'll even put my Scout Lance in. It's fine. I'll put my little Scout Lance in. exactly as they are. I won't make any changes. None, nada, zilch, zero. And I think we just killed them. Commence drop. Go Power Ranger. So Ileani. So for those of you who don't know, Ileani is one of the developers. Great job on everything. So she says this was a scenario that used to have an Op4 BV multiplier, but those were all removed after I got fed up with how many players kept thinking it was bugged. I can imagine. I think it was back in version 49. I got a little frustrated because there was a vehicle multiplier for missions when they were generated, and it was like a 3 or a 4 to 1 multiplier. So for every mech that you had, there was like a 4 to 1 multiplier for vehicles, and so you'd end up with a medium mech going against like 4 demolishers. You're just sitting there going, but why is this happening to me? And it would happen every time, and you would just die every time. A horrible death. A horrible, terrible death. I kind of, part of me misses the high vehicle scenarios. Part of me. A little bit. But also kind of a lot not missing it at all. But I am excited in the next campaign to use a lot more vehicles, because I have not screwed around very much with the like the task forces or the combat teams, and I want to screw around with those a lot more. And I'm ready to look like a dum-dum on stream in order to learn more about that madness. Let's go ahead and come all the way down here and do that. So we win the initiative. The artillery is firing. We'll just run around. We're going to go on a walk. We're going to step on a tank, and then we're just going to keep on walking. There's not a whole lot for us to do here because nothing can reach any of the things. I already know this. And then we move on. You know what makes an even better scout than an Atlas? A Mackie. A Mackie makes a better scout. Because why not just bring the oldest mech in the world? Or an urban mech. You know, while you're at it, just bring an urban mech. I hear that sees a long ways really fast. So can't do anything there. Medium laser is still out of distance. Age of War. You know, I'm really happy to hear that there are other people out there who don't just play in the clan era and beyond, because it's neat and it's interesting. But I think especially for new players, the clan era and beyond can be incredibly overwhelming. just so overwhelming. And there's so much interesting stuff, and I feel like you have to be more strategic before all the lost tech was found. Because what's the fun when you have 40 heat sinks and you can only generate 27 heat? It's not hard. You don't have to figure anything out. You're not sitting there trying to figure out how to manage your heat. And I played D&D, and for when I was in college, I always used to run like beginner games for D&D. So whenever I think about games like this, like D&D, anything, I'm always saying they're trying to figure out I'm always trying to figure out how to get new people interested and make it approachable for them. So Ileani says, so you've unlocked my special interest. One of the cool things about playing in the Age of War is that a lot of mechs that normally get described as garbage are actually fantastic in the era when they were introduced. Yeah, it's almost like when they got... Yeah, it's almost like when you put a mech that's 500, 400 years old against a modern mech, it doesn't do as well. Shocking, right? Absolutely shocking. Did you know that a Model T does not go as fast as a 2010 Mustang? I didn't know that. Did you know that? Same general comparison. Okay, so a 9 on the Vedette. Let's see if we can actually hit the darn thing. Firestarter, we can throw some medium lasers at the problem. A couple of SRMs. Everything misses except for a single medium laser hitting the Firestarter. Womp womp. Yes, when you're comparing a British Mark IV to a Challenger, the Challenger wins. And when you're comparing a Sherman to an Abrams, turns out the Abrams can destroy the Sherman. It's shocking, I know. Although even in the era when the Sherman was introduced, the Sherman was not a phenomenal tank. It's just that we could always make more. And when you can make more, sometimes more is better. Ish. Big on the ish. Probably not the smartest idea to jump straight in front of a Manicore. Oh well. It'll buff. Maybe. Get to a point where we can maybe kick a Vedette. Shoot a Vedette a whole bunch, I hope. Maybe shoot a Manticore. Possibly shoot a Vedette. All right, so Vedette fires an AC-5 at the Firestarter, hits in the center torso. Vulcan hits with a machine gun into the turret. Flamer hits the right side. Medium laser hits the right side of the Vedette. AC-2 misses. Stinger firing a machine gun misses. Medium laser into the front of the Manticore. And then the Manticore, yeah, that's what I was afraid of. PPC straight into the left torso of the Firestarter. Misses with everything else, though, fortunately. The Firestarter, medium laser into the left side of the Vedette, medium laser into the turret, critting with no effect, machine gun into the left side, doing minor damage to the motive system, and then missing with the last machine gun. Javelin misses with both SRM-6s. The horror. All right, so 6 to kick. The Firestarter misses and stays standing. Hold on. Are those SRMs in the legs? Oh, I just didn't look at the height. Okay. Elevation matters, friends. Elevation matters. Right? Because, yeah, you're level 1 and you're level 0. I don't really want to get any closer to the Manticore because I feel like it's about to explode. Everything around is going to explode. Not the Manticore. Just everything around the Manticore will explode. I don't know. We'll do something like that. See what happens. The Stinger, we'll jump all the way over yonder and hope for the best. Do I jump in and kick the Manticore and know I'm going to blow up or not? I think yes. Well, no, if I want to kick him, I have to jump elsewhere. I think we do that. So we'll fire a medium laser and AC-2 at the Manticore, hope for the best. Eventually, we'll wear through its armor, maybe. Medium laser towards the Vedette. See if we can't scare it a little bit. The Firestarter. Do a couple of medium lasers. We'll do the machine guns. And then we'll kind of go from there. And then last but not least, we'll try for more SRMs. We'll see what happens. So medium laser from the Vulcan into the Manticore, hitting the front. Chance for motive system damage without any luck. AC-2 also hits the front. Stinger into the Vedette. Hits the left side with a medium laser. Minor damage causing a +1 to driving skill rolls. Vedette firing at the Firestarter. Misses the AC-5. Machine gun does hit, though, into the left torso. Critting in 3 locations, hitting 2 jump jets and the machine gun. The Firestarter hitting the machine gun, or hitting with a medium laser into the Manticore and the turret. Medium laser into the left side, critting and stunning the crew for 1 turn. And then, we also crit on the right side, causing the vehicle to be immobile. That is music to my ears. Javelin misses with all the things. Manticore hits the Vulcan in the left arm with the PPC, and then also hits the SRM-6 with 2 missiles into the center torso and the left leg. But fortunately, we don't hit that. 20 points of damage threshold. Let's see if we can't kick the guy. It's a 2 to hit. We hit, doing 7 damage to the turret. I really wish the artillery would stop shooting. It makes me sad. But I do need that Vulcan to not be there anymore. So we'll make the Vulcan not there. Or not. Was the Vulcan? It was definitely the fire starter. We'll make the fire starter not there. Jump. Jump away, bud. Jump away, friend. We'll bring the Vulcan in. And then, something like that. The artillery hit the right place. They hit the Manticore, doing 5 whole damage. Good job. Good job. You didn't hit me, which is what I really care about. Well, I think for right now, what we do is we do a whole bunch of shooting, and we shoot them. Maybe, possibly. Everybody aim at the front, and maybe we cause problems. Even with all the aim shots, it should hopefully average out to causing problems for them, not me. So everybody is hitting in the front except for the AC-2, which hits the left side. Stinger also hitting against the front at the aimed location. The Vedette misses with everything. Firestarter also hits the right side because I forgot to change it. And then SRM-6s hits with 2 and then 3 missiles into the left side, right rear, left side, and left side. The Manticore is still chilling. It's doing its thing. Front is down to 4 armor. Interesting. Okay. I kind of want to risk it and just stand here. I'm going to do it. I'm just going to stand there. Oh, good. 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 The artillery did me dirty. Did 20 damage to my Vulcan. Did 10 damage to my Stinger, to include destroying the left leg. The Vedette also took 10 damage, and the Manicore took 10 damage. Fortunately, some of that damage was to the front side, so the Manicore is down to 5 internal structure. So we'll try to focus down this Vedette for the most part. The really? Oh. You can twist. Shoot at the Vedette and hope for the best? Or is it better to just... Okay, we'll do that. Okay, Vedette was destroyed. The Manticore did bad things to the Vulcan. Very bad things. And the Manticore also died. So, go us. We did it. Anybody who says that tanks in BattleTech don't work have obviously not faced the right tanks. Quite obviously. Sure, enemy retains the field of battle. Why not? We ran away. Done, done, done. We preserved our people because we killed all of their people. We were Sir Robin, and we bravely ran away. All right, we're going to get to the next month, unless a battle pops up, and then we're not getting to the next month. And then we're going to probably call it good. Charlie Lance came home. Let's repair what we can. Okay, good. Continue advancing. Good deal. Everything is all repaired. So we'll keep on advancing. Look for any other missions. No missions so far. And nobody wants to leave. Interesting. The enemy force is rallying. We had a decisive victory, but the enemy force is still rallying. So both sides are evenly matched, with neither gaining clear advantage. Skirmishes continue, but outcome remains uncertain. Okay, it's cool. So we get some vocational XP. Contract market, ironically, is updated. I didn't even bother looking at the unit market last time. Let's look. There's an Ostrak. Nothing too exciting, honestly. There's a Cyclops. You can get a Cyclops, you know, AC 20 for a head. More Warhammers, Wasp. Nothing I'd write home about right now. Nothing I'd go out of my way to get right now. But that's about it. Unfortunately, we have a logistics failure. Parts availability for the next month are 1 level lower. But we have advanced the next month. We are now in June. When does this contract end again? June 27th. Okay. New plan. We're going to get to the end of this contract, and then we're probably going to call it for the night. Because I don't think... I'm going to go ahead. Yeah, we'll use this balanced. Ooh, yeah, I would love the bar ammo actually, or the bar armor actually. That would be nice. Otherwise, most of the rest of this is kind of meh, but we'll take it. Why not? Okay, I am probably not fighting another fight tonight because it's getting a little late. However, we will do this the next time. If 50.10 magically comes out between now and the next stream, then we'll at least finish out this contract before we start and go into the next before we go into the next campaign. Oh, hey, so the next stream, that is a great question. Next stream will probably be either Sunday or Monday. If it's Monday, it's going to be Monday afternoon because I am on nights Monday and Tuesday of next week, and then I'm off Wednesday, Thursday, and then on call Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we'll just have to wait and see just a little bit. I'll probably try to stream Sunday night, though, if I can. Yeah, so we'll shoot for a stream Sunday night, and then probably hit it again either Wednesday or Thursday, and probably one more. Next week will probably be a 3-stream week. So I know you don't have to tell me, but I know the dev team was shooting for next week to have 50.10 out. So hopefully we just finish out this contract. We call it a day. And then when 50.10 comes out, we'll spend probably half of a stream getting the next campaign just set up, ready to go. And then we'll be off to the races. We'll start the Billion Brigade, where the goal is to start from a brand new company. And I might do the thing that I tried, where I just roll for the starting funds, and I just use the unit market and whatever it's got, and the personnel market and everything, just whatever it has, and that's what we go with, and we hope for the best. The only thing that I won't hope for the best on is all just use the unit purchase for the mash and the kitchen. Everything else I'll probably just hope for the best. Might not go well, but we're going to find out. Part of the fun isn't failing. So we'll shoot for a 3-stream week next week and go from there. Anyways, I hope that you all have been continuing to enjoy the content. We're going to keep the party rolling. If you guys haven't already, go ahead and hit the follow button. If you are watching later on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button on the video. I would really appreciate it. If you're watching later on, leave a comment. I really do enjoy reading comments. Like I said, next stream will be on Sunday, so in about 2 days. And then after that, probably Wednesday and probably Friday would be my guess. Keep an eye on Blue Sky. Otherwise, I'll also post it down in the little description down below. If you guys have any questions, concerns, you can also find me on the Discord channel for MegaMek. Always feel free to reach out. But until then, have a great night.